Okay, I'm Chris Power. I'm a professor at the University of Alberta. I'm also a neurologist, and I work at in the MS clinic at the University of Alberta as well as working in my lab. And I'm pleased that to have been able to work with the MS clinic and the MS Society for the last, well, at least the last decade. The MS Society has been very generous with supporting my research in my lab. I have to say that the MS Society has had an extraordinary legacy of supporting science, which has contributed substantially to our understanding of MS as well as the treatment of MS. I don't think you can measure that in years. You probably need to measure that in periods of 5 to 10 years. The MS Society has been funding scientists for the last 25 to 30 years, and it's been responsible for sort of populating the scientific community right across North America and actually Europe. It's really been remarkable. The many excellent scientists who've come to Canada for training and were supported by the MS Society and then have gone back to their home countries and made major advances. So it's really an honor to be affiliated with the MS Society, who supports the research in my lab. My research is focused on the immune system and how it interacts with the nervous system. So we're very interested in how the immune system becomes dysregulated, particularly the sort of older immune system, the so-called innate immune system, which is, until very recently, we really didn't understand very much about it. We assumed it was kind of a primitive system, but it's now become apparent that it's probably just as complex as the so-called adaptive immune system, which is much more sophisticated and has been the strategy, has been targeted until very recently. It's been really the main target. Many of the new treatments that are coming online now are derived from our understanding of the immune system, particularly the adaptive immune system. But I think, and I'm very optimistic, that our understanding of the more primitive or innate immune system will also lead to new treatments. And we're actively involved with developing treatments in my lab. The idea being that we develop something right here in the lab in a cell culture dish, and we eventually want to bring it right to the clinic with the idea that eventually we can prevent MS, or better still, even eradicate it. And that's part of our objective here at the University of Alberta. We're in the midst of developing an MS center that'll be devoted to research and education, as well as providing the very best clinical care that's available. And our long-term goal is to eventually eradicate MS. As you know, we have the highest rates in the world in Alberta, and for a variety of reasons. And so it's really a pressing issue here in Alberta that we're attempting to tackle and hopefully eliminate eventually. Thank you. How's that?